Good evening, everyone. Today, we, the team of IIT Kharagpur, present to you Sharanam, Housing for Future. Sharanam is Sanskrit for shelter. As the name suggests, it's just not a physical enclosure, but also a psychological protection to its residents. We would like to project some of the problems that we found while designing the futuristic housing. The global population is doubling in every 35 years. Cities will house around 40% of India's population, and traditional housing has created class disparity. Coming to our site in Chennai, Perungudi is the IT corridor of Chennai. This place is similar to what Gurgaon or Noida would have been 10 years back. To arrive at our form, we made a close study of the pros and cons of present housing pattern. The skyscraper pattern has high maximum population but has a problem of shading and ventilation. This perimeter block allows more social interaction but has circulation problem. The unit modular provides individual space units but has less social interaction. The modernist slab has maximum population fitting but has a problem of natural light. Based on the study, we formulated our aim as to maximize the number of dwelling units and provide better space allocation, maximum light and ventilation, to have a unified structure with less class disparity and provide more social interaction. Keeping in mind the site attributes like sun path diagram, rainfall, temperature, we evolved our design process in the following way. For maximizing the population, a perimeter block was selected. This was pushed in and pulled out at strategic points to make space for circulation and service units. Keeping in mind the wind direction, height variation was made at certain points to catch maximum wind inside the site. The individual blocks were staggered away from each other. It allowed 4 open sides to the unit blocks, providing proper ventilation. Climatic simulation showed that it helped in reducing building temperature by convective cooling. Regular punctures inside the form helped to make the building cyclone resistant. Researches on biomimicry and green architecture show that people are more comfortable with naturally occurring free-flowing structures. Our design maintains the same fluidity and at the same time maintains the same linearity of unit blocks. So summing up the entire form evolution process, we reveal to you Sharanam, Housing for Future.
I'll introduce the site plan. The site has basically 2 entries from the main road. The blocks are dwelling units are spread around in the periphery. The lower 1 BHK units are 10 in numbers, the 35 2 BHK units, the 33 BHK 2 toilet units, and the 44 3 BHK 3 toilet units. Thus, we arrive at a sum of 119 flats. The clubhouse, the playground, the garden, and the general store are centrally located. They occupy the central site in the site and make it an interactive zone. The vehicular traffic is completely segregated from the pedestrian traffic, making the central region safer for the older age and the kids. The parking is at the ground level of each block. Special guest parking slots are provided in the front. Coming to the services, the DG set is placed near to the gate number 1. The water treatment plant is on one side. Car wash area is so placed that it's least visible, but it is centrally located. The sewage treatment plant is placed such that the wind takes the foul smell away from the site. Now, the structure system is a simple column beam grid. The corridors are kept offsetted from the block and the server lines run between them. The accessibility given from the corridors to these service lines. Now, the trapezoidal unit was the best fit for the curvilinear form we were trying to achieve. At the same time, this helped us to avoid the sharp corners. Now, the block layout. As visible, each unit has a separate private open space to its side to avoid the feeling of alienation from the ground, which is common among the upper floor residents. Each unit also enjoys a 4-side ventilation, which relieves the humidity and increases the thermal comfort through convective cooling. The corridors are kept offsetted and the spill-out regions are provided in the corridors for social interaction. These spaces are staggered over one another in the whole block and thus also helps in easy fire landing in case of fire. Now, the vertical circulation is provided at optimum intervals to reduce the walking distance in the corridor.
Moving on to the climatic inferences that we arrived at during the design process, the first one was to put a combination of separate low-E glass panels along with creeper panels on the exterior facade of the corridor. As a result of this, the wind that passed through them got cooled, maintaining thermal comfort conditions in the vicinity. This slide shows a closer look of the panel. As we can see, it also creates a pleasing appearance for the exterior of the building. Here we observe that the orientation of the building is perpendicular to the direction of wind. So air is forced from a large section to a smaller section, thus making it relatively cooler when it gets into the living zones. Now with regards to sun protection and shading, each offsetted corridor slab acts as a shading device for the corresponding blocks below it, thereby protecting them from the harsh sun during noon. Green cover is given on the roofs of the top blocks, which act as thermal insulators to the direct sun rays. The offsetted corridors and the blocks create a stack effect between them such that warm air below rises up, creating a pressure difference for the cooler air to come in. Now let's have a look at the space capsule. Zoning has been done in a way so as to maximize interaction among family members. Hence, living, dining, and the balcony areas are given a central spot while the bedroom is a silent zone. Coming to the unit plans and some interior views, we have 1 BHK plan, 2 BHK, 3 BHK 3 toilet, and 3 BHK 2 toilet. Now here's a short video of the interiors of the dwelling units. Now, this is an exploded view of the block showing glass details. First, we have given SGG Climate Plus Comfort Plus Silence on the exterior facade. Because it is self-cleaning and has insulation properties, it also enhances vision in the interiors by reducing glare. On the interior sides, we have given SGG Lumitop. It traps diffuse light and redirects it into the living zones.
Now coming to the clubhouse, it's split into 2 levels. It has a higher level at the entrance. In the floor plan, we observe there is an open swimming pool with the recreational centers like restaurant, gymnasium, billiards, table tennis rooms around the periphery. Here we have an excellent view of the restaurant. The facade has SGG Opalite Evolution Blue. It blocks the direct view of the restaurant into the swimming pool. At the same time, it blocks the direct sunlight inside the restaurant. Here we have a view of the gymnasium, the state-of-art facilities, SGG Opalite Blue Evolution for excellent outside view during workout. The swimming pool at the center has an excellent lighting that could be used for outdoor parties and celebrations at night.
Intelligent landscaping features have been incorporated throughout the site. The thick foliage trees are planted on the front to reduce the roadside noise.
8 minutes, carry on.
Thick foliage trees are planted on the front to reduce the roadside noise. The deciduous trees are planted in front of the windows and in the balconies to block the excessive sun in the summers, but allow the light in the winters when the leaves fall off. Evergreen plants are planted on the west and the south facade of the southern side of the building to shield against the excessive sunlight. Now, the sustainability features incorporated in the site are the turf stone pavements with pores which reduce the runoff water during the rainy season. The grey water and the water from the car wash is recycled for gardening. The water-saving fittings help to reduce the water consumption by 40%, and the rainwater harvesting is provided in all the blocks. Thus, on one hand, Sharnam is sustainable and close to nature, and on the other hand, it gives competition to the futuristic structures in terms of the number of the dwellers. This makes it an ideal futuristic house.
Where lives come true and humanity dwells, a sight to dream of, not to tell. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Sharnam for you.
much.